Hi.
Hello, Miss Childs. And when to start setting your screens up so we can get started on today's assignment. You're early, so you mark your extra credit. 5 minutes will begin. Stretch your legs, get a drink of water from the kitchen or something. We're gonna get ready to start on the problem. Welcome to class, Gabe. You're early. Okay. Okay, class officially started. Everybody might want to start setting your screens up. Welcome to class, Adam. Uh, one screen you want to be logged into Edsby, on another screen you want to be logged into your Google Docs. Let me move this out the way. And timer is set. So size your screens up like this so you can follow along. In 5 minutes, we're going to begin with our norms and discuss today's review problem. A lot of people did not turn in their quizzes to review some of these problems, and hopefully this will be an opportunity for people to get caught up. Once we finish the problem, you'll be able to go back in and still try to complete that quiz. I'm going to extend it till 8 p.m. before the first quiz of the quarter counts as a 0. Let me do attendance real quick. Welcome to class, Miss Camacho. All right, so Adam's here, Jacqueline's here, Miss Childs is here, and Gabriel. So students that are not present are, let me refresh this. So those students that are absent currently are Eliza Curtis, Courtney Dixon, Jarrell Gray, Frida Johnson, Aaliyah Mims, and Angel Ocasio. So in about 3 more minutes, we're going to begin. Welcome to class, Aaliyah. You're going to begin in 2 more minutes, everybody. It looks like this is everybody. Let's share this to office. All right, it's a couple more seconds.
Can tell them or
Yo, Mr. Tyler.
Hello, Miss Picardo.
I got a computer from the school. You know how to log into SB? Every time I log into it, it doesn't give me the website.
You're on the internet, right?
Yeah,
Are you logged into your computer or the phone?
the computer. Nah,
Oh,
I'm on the phone right now, but I got the computer next to me right now, and I'm
can
trying to
you
search up the website.
open up your email address on that computer? You're able to get into the laptop, right, Adam?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Try to get to your email address and click on the same link I emailed you to get to this room. And once you're there, I can help you because I can see what you're doing and walk you through it.
yeah.
So let me know when you're ready for that. Um, but everybody, let's get the norms out of the way. And the first one, Adam, you okay? Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you was talking to me. All right. So the first one on the list, the guys and gals who've been in this class know that Google Meet sets you guys up from alphabetical name, first name. So first one on the list is Aaliyah. Can you read number one, please?
No one has the right to hurt another person.
Thank you, Aaliyah. Adam, number two.
Education in classroom are sacred.
Thank you, sir. Gabriel, number three.
We will never be hated when we educate ourselves, our school, our family.
Thank you, sir. Jacqueline, number four, please.
at Excel Academy Southwest students always a lady or a gentleman.
Great. That microphone's working. Miss Childs, number five.
We take pride in Excel Academy of Southwest.
I like the way she said that. Thank you. So starting back at the top of the list, we got five more to go, everybody. The five academic norms. Aaliyah, can you read number one, please?
We respect the opinions of others.
Thank you, Aaliyah. Adam, number two. Sure can, sir. Gabriel, when you get a chance, Mr. Adamitis needs you.
Which one am I doing?
You're doing number two, Adam.
We respect the culture of the classroom.
Thank you, sir. Uh, Gabriel, you going? Can you read real quickly number three before you leave?
We are attempting to participate.
Thank you, sir. Now make sure you check the chat. Adamitis is sending you some. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Adamitis.
Let me just interrupt really quick. I'm sorry, just to clarify. At 11 o'clock, Gabe, you're going to click that link I sent you on the Edsby. So it's at the end of class. So you cut out 10 minutes early as long as it's okay with Mr. Taylor.
You understood? Okay, Gabriel said okay. Thanks, Mr. Adamitis.
And then also one more thing, Mr. Tyler.
Go ahead.
If I could borrow Adam Bagardo, can I take him? It'd be for start testing though, so he'd miss class.
But well, yeah, sure. Can you get him up to speed on getting the SB and stuff too? Because I was going to help him with that next. And
Yeah, for sure. Here, Adam, click that link. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Tyler. My bad.
you're good. No, y'all helping me. So Adam and Gabriel, click on that link that he has there in the chat.
No, Gabe, just Adam. Gabe, you got.
Okay. You just
You're
gave.
All right, thanks.
No problem. All right. So let me leave. I was waiting for him to do that. Okay, I can close the chat again. All right, now let's get started. I think we was on number four. Welcome to class, Mr. Gray. Who spoke? Gabe spoke. I think it's Jacqueline. You're next. Number four.
We have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers.
Okay, and Mr. Gray, can you read number five?
We are here to focus on preparing ourselves for post-secondary endeavors.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. You want to make sure your screens are resized, right? Like mine is. And one side of your screen, you should have pretty much EDSB running, right? The other side of your screen, it should be, you should be ready to start on a Google Doc to get today's assignment done. Okay, so it's in class participation points, and we got to do that. So let's get started. First things first, let's read slowly what we have to do, and students will be picked on to read this, but it's for points, right? So make sure you know what you're doing. So you put this in the chat and put that there. So, Miss Childs, can you read where it starts from hello in the chat all the way down to cover?
Hello and good day to all future physicists. Please remember that all. Hold on, I gotta scroll in. Please remember that all synchronous problems need to be completed and ready to present tomorrow in class. Asynchronous problems have to be completed as homework and will. Mr. Tyler. Oh.
What
And
happened?
will be checked tomorrow in class as well. It had the screen wasn't on it no more.
Oh,
A tortoise races um
a
a
tortoise.
tortoise races a rabbit
Hmm.
by walking with a constant speed of 3.98 centimeters per second for 62.78 seconds. How much distance does the tortoise cover?
Thank you, Miss Childs. Okay, so that was 25 points. Okay, let's continue on. There are three other problems, but these, you notice 2S we did last week and 1S we did last week. A few students just said gave up on a 3S problem, which was the one you had to do on your own. So I'm going to do 1S and 2S with you, and I'm going to need you to try again to do, and it's real simple. You just plug in the numbers and do the calculation. And the same is true for 4A, which is your homework problem. The formula for area is 1/2 the base times the height. That's for a triangle. Well, it's a triangular sail, and they want to know the area of that. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to grab the problems. You can grab 1S from the chat and open up a Google Docs. Make sure you're logged into your Gmail account. All right, so it has to be the one you're going to always use so you can pull up your notes on Friday quizzes. You select whichever one you use mostly. Next is you're going to click on Google Apps. Now, my phone people, if you have a phone, you have to download Google Apps. And in most cases, you can't use, I think on iPhone, you can't use Safari. You got to use Chrome because a lot of the features will not actually readily be available. So just a heads up, it's easier to be on a computer. Open up Google Docs. And then the next thing you want to do is make sure you open a blank document. We're going to name the document first. So we're going to call this due now. And the date is the 16th, November is almost gone, of 2020. And Thanksgiving's coming up. So you're gonna put your title, and that's what your title, or as I would say header, but when I was in school, it's called a signature line or title. And then what else? We got 16th, 11, 2020, and the date. So I mean the period. So the period for this section is the second, and you guys are physics with algebra students. Okay? So what is today's title? Who knows that? I'm gonna open up the chat for a second and see if anybody could type that in there. What is today's? Jacqueline got it. Awesome. All right, so basic mathematics for physics, right? And if you paid attention, you'll also see in there what the classroom term of the day is. So let's type that in, basic mathematics. I'm getting it from the chat that Jacqueline just provided. She got 15 points. I call it my pay attention points. And I'm gonna center that, right? But don't forget, you got to still get your question in there and the exit slip. So I'm gonna center this and I'll blow it up some so you guys can see it. And I'll make all of this 14, not just that. All right, so far so good. And this is how much you should have so far working with me. This is the I do. I'm about to do the problem with you. So the hardest part is just taking notes from most students. So make sure you have this typed up. Okay, now moving on. You need the exit slip. So exit slip. Remember, it's worth 25 points, but it's not towards today's assignment, it's towards previous assignments. So case in point, I did some grades this weekend, and I noticed a lot of people didn't turn a lot of work. So these points, they go into a reservoir or a bucket of points that you can use later on to probably save you from failing the class. All right, so two things you need to do to get those points is classroom of the day is, and the word of the day is. The word of the day, if you was in GGI or townhouse, well, not GGI, but townhouse this morning, was renounce. Right, don't forget about that. You don't get points for just putting the word in, everybody. You guys are putting just the words in there and thinking you're getting the points. It's hurting you. Take a step further and get the definitions, okay? So renounce is a term. I want to make sure that's correct. And then the other one that you get the definition for, I think, is velocity. All right, that was inside the brackets. Okay, so you need to get the definitions of these words and have it typed in. But next to each of these, I should see a definition. Okay, because people are skipping out on that part, which is just like not doing the assignment or getting that part of the credit, you know. So definition, put those in there. I think some people are missing what they got to do there. And next we need our actual question. So our first question is 1S, I think it's 2S and 3S. Those are in-class problems we're doing together. So I hope you are following along because we got a lot of problems to finish. These points right here really are going to help some people. So let me make this bigger. I'm so sorry. That is staff. I got to put this on mute. All right. So what I want to do now is break this problem. Well, not yet. I got two other problems to grab, right? So we have 1S, 2S. And if you wonder what I'm talking about, I'm getting this from ESB, you all. So these are all the problems you got to take care of today by 8 p.m. 1S, 2S, 3S, and 4A, I think, right? Take a look. That's how you should, that's what you should have in your document to this point. All right? You should have the standard format is your document name, the header, the title, exit slip, and these 4 questions. All right, let's take a little time to get that together. I'll give you about 2 minutes to catch up. And oh my goodness. Yeah. So we'll use them like 2 minutes to get this together, but you got to understand, we got to go through these problems, take notes, and then we can ask questions if you get confused. Because my goal is to get you at least to 4A and show you that the homework problem is just really not that difficult. All right, do a camera check. All right, so CPS policy, everybody has to keep those cameras on. There's no way to know if you're working in class or if you're participating or even attentive if your camera's not on. So in a minute or so, I need the cameras to turn on and stay on until class is over with. Thank you, Gabriel and Jacqueline, for keeping your cameras on.
Mr. Tyler,
Yes?
I was trying to do my Google Doc, and I'm using my phone, that's why my camera was off.
Understood. You have the ability to log into your computer and do that?
I'm not home.
Oh, so you're doing all the work on your phone?
Yeah.
Yikes. You downloaded Google Docs, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I'm in my Google Docs now.
Oh, okay, well, thanks for letting me know. Make a note of that. Where are we at with this? Okay, so you got 30 seconds, right? We're gonna go through this problem together. So what do you need, right? Last week we talked about, and it's kind of right here as a hint in the first and the second part. So we need to understand what distance is equal to in terms of math and physics. So what do? Well, let's rewrite the equation. For one, what I gave you is a clue, right? So we'll grab this and put this here. That's our first tool. Yes, sir, Mr. Adamitis.
Terribly sorry to interrupt again. Adam's got one of the laptops we gave him. Do you know the login for like the general login for kids to get on those Chromebooks?
I don't know which ones y'all got, like offhand. Is it the small Chromebooks?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so.
Those have what is it? They have their own Excel Academy Southwest login. Funes should know what those are because he uses them.
Okay, I'll get with Funa. Sorry to interrupt
Yeah,
again.
sorry, man. No, that's cool. Can't remember offhand. But what was I saying? Okay, so the problem, you minimize this because that's what I was stopping the clock, is mathematically this, but it means distance. You always put your notes in the center so you know what they are. Anything in the center is usually notes. Distance is equal to, right? I'm just doing the equation. Velocity, that was our word, classroom term of the day, multiplied by time. Bring this over. Now, to understand it even further, you could say that distance, I think this confuses some people, is equal to speed multiplied by time. So what are they measured in? Well, first and foremost, for this, the sake of this class, we know that, and I still didn't turn it off. Give me 1 second. I gotta turn this phone on mute. I was in a meeting, I would have got fined. All right, so we know that distance is in terms of meters, right? So let's put that in there. Which is equivalent to speed, which is always measured, or velocity in meters per second. This is multiplied by time, which is just measured in seconds. So you can see real quickly, if you're looking, move this over some. If you're looking at it, what happens is, there we go. The meters will become just meters because seconds divided by seconds will cancel. So that's a quick note for you guys. Okay. So those are all the things you need to know. This is an equation for scalars. This is the equation for vector. And all we're doing is taking notes. Okay, so we have what we need. Now we got to set up our known and unknown values, everybody. Okay. So let's begin that. Known values are unknown. Right? This is just us going into the kitchen and picking our ingredients and getting ready to do the problem. We'll pull from the problem what I need. And it's based upon, our distance equation. So let's go through it slowly. So tortoise, this was read earlier by a student, but if you notice it says constant speed of centimeters per second, that should give you a clue because remember I said anything that's a meters per second, you got meters inside of there, is going to be considered a speed or velocity. So in this case, we're talking about scalars. Scalars have no direction. If I said that Aaliyah Mims was driving her car to work going 60 miles per hour due north, that's a vector. If I said the same thing, she's going 60 miles per hour, but I gave you no direction, that's a scalar. All right, I hope that's a little bit clearer as to why they're said differently. So known value is, we know the speed, right? As basically you could put V for speed, you don't get confused. It's equal to, when we say how fast was it? 3.98 centimeters, right? Problem with this is it's centimeters per second, sorry. So the problem with this is we have to convert it to just meters per second. Well, all we gotta do is just change what centi means. This is like last week and a couple, I think Monday, we covered dimensions of prefixes. So who knows? You can say it if you think you know what centi means. It's gonna be 3.98 times 10 to what power? Remembers. And this is going to become meters after you figure out what centi means. What is that? What is going to 10 to what power?
10 to negative second power.
Very good. Who is that, Jacqueline? Yep, I just saw it. So we're going to put -2 and then raise it to the -2 power. Okay. Let's do that. I didn't want to strike it out. There we go. Raise it superscript. There we go. So we're golden now, right? The next thing we need is to see what else the problem gave us, and that's right after they gave us the speed. They say they do it for, or the tortoise does it for 62.78 seconds. So we'll come down here and put time, that's in our equation, is equal to, lowercase t by the way, is equal to, it says 62.78 seconds. Okay, so now everything is correct. Remember, we're not going to use that first value, but you still need to have it in your steps so you understand and you get full points. Unknown, what is the question asking us? Well, it's real simple, right? How much distance? So that'll be D. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to answer your question. You said what was the unknown? I was going to say distance.
Oh, okay. Well, 10 points for you. I didn't think you, I didn't think you was following, but you're getting it. So everybody see, this is not difficult. You just got to have everything set up the same way as I do. And now this problem is pretty much almost over because all we have to do now is use our strategy is what? Use the distance equation above to find the distance. Right? Really obvious, right?
So with this one, Mr. Tyler,
Go ahead, what?
will we be converting or will we solve it the way we would usually solve it?
Well, we already converted here, if you notice, right? So this,
Yeah.
just put the numbers in because we're not using algebra yet. Okay, so this is similar, but some things will cross out if that's what you're asking. So let's go through it. We're going to use the same equation, which is, she said, yeah, okay. I'm glad you're getting it. So I'm going to take the distance equation, put it here. And we'll bring it to the side, left aligned, because we're about to do some steps. All we're going to do is just take what we got for distance and plug it into the equation, everybody. So what do we get? Well, we know we can't use velocity, the first velocity, because it was not converted correctly. It was not in meters. So we had to change it to this, and that's the one we're going to use. So let's grab that. And we're going to insert that inside of the velocity here. What about time? You know what time was. We listed that in our ingredients. So I'm going to grab this from here. All right, now let's see what it becomes. When you multiply these two together, something crosses out. If you can't see it, it's pretty much seconds divided by seconds, right? Because this is meters per second. It's like saying meters divided by seconds. This second is going to be in a numerator, so it's going to be on top of this seconds, and they cross out. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. All right, so format, and I'm going to cross out. We're going to do the same thing with this. Okay.
You put that in the chat.
I can, but you're going to have to edit it correctly. So let's remove all this.
Okay.
And meters is actually on the outside of all this. I'm going to put it in the chat because you guys have a lot to catch up on. We still got 2S. And we got to talk about how easy 3S is, right? So let's get the final answer for this. So for this, you can use, as I've always told you guys, Math Papa, right? Give me some number we're about to calculate. So do side screen like I do. And we're going to go through Math Papa. And put the link in the chat in case you haven't used it. And grab this. There you go. So if you click on that link, whether you're on a phone or whether you're on a computer, it should open up an algebra calculator. Well, this is useful for our Thursdays when we do substitution method, but it's also useful for basic calculations. So let's go through it. We're going to type it in slowly. It'll be 3.98. This is in my way. Thank you. 3.98 times. Remember, we got to put that other velocity in there. Times 10. And you got to raise it to a power. So hold Shift and press the 6 key. It'll raise it. It's called caret. So upside down V to raise it. And then -2, press the arrow key to the right, and then you just keep on. Let's multiply by 62 point, I think it was 78. Let's see here, You calculate, and it gives you a very flat answer of 2.49. That's meters. That first problem is done now. Now I'll put this in the chat for you guys so you can get it edited correctly. Now I'm going to start with all the notes I typed up. So you'll have that. I'll see how much fits though first. All of it got in there. Okay. So you see the chat doesn't even have it edited correctly, especially your known and unknown. So you got to fix that part. But take a moment and get that edited correctly. Like these things have to cross out. Things have to be aligned the way I have it aligned. Yes, that's all that. As y'all say, doing the most. I need y'all to do some more with me. So how long does it take for the tortoise to walk 24 centimeters? All right, this is 2s. So let's look at it. It's 10:42. We got it here at 11:10. So I can't give you too much time, but the videos will always be ready for you to review and go through the notes. Just get the notes in there and then try out the final problem. So this is like a scaffolding problem. It's a we do problem. We're doing it together. What do we do first? Well, I already gave you the equation and the hint again. Right? I'm going to just grab that and put it here for a second because we're going to use it. I do some algebra on it because you see it looking for time. This is where we had, manipulate things to get t by itself. So let's get it started. Basically, we need our known. So we start off that way, and our unknown. Okay. And now that you have that, you just specify what they are. So known value is what? Well, if you don't remember, this is about the tortoise. So the velocity stays the same as above. We're going to grab this velocity. That's the only one we can use. Remember, our measurements have to be in meters per second. It's here. That's the velocity from the tortoise situation above. That didn't change. Next, we have to put in here this 24 centimeters. We should know that we can't use centimeters, right? But this is our distance. And it's 24 centimeters. Problem is we can't use centimeters, right? We have to convert that. So what does that become? It's going to be 24 times, let's see who gets it this time, 10 to what power in meters? What does centi mean? Who remembers? No one? Oh, goodness.
-2.
Jacqueline got it again, right? So it's just a refresher again of what these prefixes mean. Raise that to the power of -2. And that's because it was in centimeters and we need meters. All right, I'm going to come here, and our only value we do not know and we're searching for is time, right? It says how long. That's a time question in seconds. All right, so strategy is what? Solve for time using the distance equation via algebra. Okay. So let's come here. What do we got? Come here. We're going to take this equation. We're going to bring it down one because we're about to do some algebra on it. And if we scroll up, let's move this out the way for you guys. Oh, Miss Child's left. I hope she's coming back. I get it confused. So we're going to put this in parentheses, right? Because if you notice, velocity is multiplied by time. So the reverse operation to get that to the other side of the equation is to use division. So let's go through it. This is a change, showing you the changes from from the prior equation to the next. And this is going to change. You keep bouncing in and out, Miss Childs. You okay? All right. And I'm going to put parentheses around this too, because we're going to need to do that.
The phone kept getting hot, so it bounced in and out.
Phone kept getting hot?
Yeah.
Wow. And another reason to be on the computer if you can. So we're going to divide by V, right? Because that's what we don't want next to the time. We want time by itself. I'm gonna grab this and come over here and place it there. Now some things are gonna cross out and we get a whole new equation, everybody. What crosses out? Well, we know that this part and this part, see the velocities, they become one. Velocity divided by velocity is just gonna be one. And then if I come here, this velocity and this multiplication symbol, they're gone. But the other side of the equation, it stays the same. So let's rewrite it. And that's going to be time is equivalent to, put this jazz and remove all this. Because you got to write equations from left to right, everybody. Just fix this up for you all. There we go. And it has the same format because it's not a big change. So that is our new equation now. Just zoom in some more so you can see that. I'm going to put this in the chat, but now we're at the point where we got to put in our values, right? Our known and unknowns. So let's go through it. We just, at this point, putting everything into the equation, right? So we have an equation for time now. So that is, distance was basically this value here. This is what we found from the second problem. And your velocity was, we already specified that from the previous problem. Right? So now we have that, we can begin to start crossing things out and getting ready to calculate. What crosses out here? Let's think about it for a second. We got meters per second in the bottom. And what happens is seconds will come to the numerator when you do this division process because it's called a double fraction. So here's what is going to occur. Seconds is going to be pretty much left outside of the this whole process because it's going to be remaining. Grab this here, and what crosses out is pretty much meters by meters. Cross it out. Meters divided by meters makes 1. Then we said next step is clean it up and get it ready for Math Papa or whichever tool you choose to use for this calculation. Let me see here. Yes, Mr. Stonewall. Do you need to turn the chat on or something, or what can I do for you? Or you just hanging out? Okay, I don't know if you heard me. All right. So I'm just cleaning it up, everybody. And now you have a formula that you can put in the Math Papa easily. So remember, this is going to be replaced with a value we calculate out. So how do we do it again? Well, remember you do side by side, right? We do side by side, you get this. And we're just going to scroll up and we're going to put our values in slowly into Math Papa again. So the easiest way I've seen is automatically press the division button and it'll give you a numerator and denominator. Okay. And now you just type in your values. So it's going to be 24 multiplied by 10. And you're going to raise that to what? Well, you hold shift and press 6. It brings to a power. And it's -2. Come down here and put what's in the denominator. It's going to be 3.98. It's going to be multiplied by 10 again. And the good part about this is the -2's will cancel each other. So shift 6 and -2. That yields about that many seconds. So it's 6.03 seconds for the torus to do what it needs to do. That was the second problem we did together. All right, and now I'm going to do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys can review it and edit it correctly. Now it's 10:50. We get out of here at 11:10. We got a little time to do problem 3 and discuss problem 4. But I want to remind you of everything we've been doing so you can have this for share outs because we need share outs real soon. So the best I can do is give you 10 more minutes to catch up, share out, and then we'll discuss problem 3 and 4 and then get ready for GGI or lunch, I should say. Those of you that have me for credit recovery, that is during GGI lunch hour, and you have gotten the emails, those of you who have that need to recover credit. So those are the next steps, right? Did I give y'all the other steps? The known and unknowns? Yes, I did. Okay. So yeah, those are the steps to that problem. And then next we're going to work on 3S and 4A. So maximum I can give you guys, let's say 7 more minutes to catch up. And then we're going to do share outs. You should have about as much as me done with me putting stuff in the chat and explaining it. So 7 minutes we're going to share out. And then we're going to talk about problems 3S and 4A, which are really, really easy to do. The whole time you can ask me to scroll up or scroll down if you're editing or getting your document together. Welcome to class, Mr. Curtis. All right, we just arrived.
Sorry you didn't make it. You a woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Wow. Okay. You gonna be okay over there? All right. All right. Let's do some paperwork. Okay. 3 more minutes. if that was even Eli. I was probably an imposter. All right, so let's continue on. Where are we at? Here we go. So if we're looking at this, all we have to work on now is, what's it, 3S? But before we do, I want to see who's got how much done. So it's time for your in-class points. I think that's Miss Vega.
Do it matter who's sharing, Mr. Tyler?
Yeah, can you? I think I got to turn the sharing feature on because I was worried about someone bombing us. All right, go ahead. Can you share now?
Yeah.
Hello, Miss Vega. All right, so
Can you see
there you go.
my screen,
You're
Mr.
coming.
Tyler?
You're coming up now. Yep. Okay, now with the phones, can y'all turn them sideways because it's hard to see that? Will that mess up your connection? Okay, yeah, you got a lot done. Looks like. Go scroll down.
You can't see?
Yeah, I can see it. Can you okay? Did you get all the steps though to both problems? Let's take a
Yeah.
look. Yeah, keep going. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So you got your points. You can stop sharing. Great job on a phone at that. Great job. Let's see here. Who's next? Gabriel, Aaliyah, Jacqueline. Who's next? Even Jarrell. Go ahead, Jacqueline. Now, these are for your in-class points, everybody. So you got to share something to show that you've been working at it. Okay. This is good. And you got the second. Yeah. And she got it color coded. Oh, she got started on the third. Check you out. Great job. Okay. So she got her points. I haven't looked at Gabriel. I haven't looked at Jarrell or Aaliyah. Who's ready to share? So those that shared, Jacqueline, you can leave at 11:05, and Miss Child's 11:05, which is in 4 minutes. So I gotta go down the list. Huh? Lee, are you there still? All right, Mr. Gray, how about you? Are you there? All right, no response. Gabriel, how about you? Wait, hold on, I'm seeing something.
Yeah, I'm here.
Aaliyah's sharing.
Good.
Okay, wait. Go ahead. Give me a second, Gray. Aaliyah popped up on the map. Aaliyah, can you scroll up? I want to see how much you got from the beginning. I'm looking at your 2S. That's pretty good. Okay. And you just gotta put your exit slip in there, I think. And yeah, all right. So you just got 3S and 4A to look at. And again, we did this last week. You can stop sharing, Leah. You did great on that. We did this last week, everybody. So basically, you just gotta look at your notes. I think that's what Jacqueline was doing there. If you've turned into work and you did it. Gray, can you share what you got? See how far you made it.
All right.
Thanks, sir. Okay. You're sharing. Oh, Gray is sharing. Hold on, Gabe. Gabe, just leave your screen up there. I can check both. Okay, Gray, you got the bottom of it and the top. How much you got? Oh, okay. Okay, dude. Don't forget about your exit slip. And I think that's so you can leave in 3 minutes. Gabriel, let me see if your screen is still showing. I see it now. Okay. Oh, this is awesome. Y'all been taking
Mr.
great notes.
Tyler,
Yes, who's that, Leah?
can we do 3S?
Yes, real quick. Let me do three. Gabe, you got your points, man. Keep it up. All right, so 3S. Everybody's asking about it. Let's knock it out real quick. I think Jacqueline shared it, what you do as a hint. So let me come over here and make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. So if you're looking at my screen, you'll see that in 3S, all you really have to do is set up your known and unknown values and follow the equation as given. That is, area is equal to pi radius squared, pi r squared. If you don't remember, pi is a symbol in math that I have tattooed on my forearm. It's a pretty cool number. So known values are what? Unknown are what? And you're using this equation. I'm trying to go as quick as I can because we're almost out of time. Not really, we got a lot of time. So I'm gonna put this down here for strategy, everybody, because we're gonna use it. But let's set up our known and unknown values. First thing we have is radius, that's r, it's usually lowercase r. It's equivalent to 15.79, and it's meters here, right? Taking it straight from the problem. It says, you need pi, right? That's what pi means. So to do that, we're gonna come here and put another known value that you should know from elementary school, I hope, or whoever should taught you. So you're gonna go special characters. And this is in case you need it for your quiz. I'll try to put it in the chat for you guys too. And then math, don't forget it is pi for pi, symbol, right? Scroll up a little bit, equals, you use 3.14. The number is dimensionless, it just keeps going, but you use 3.14 as approximation. And we also have our area. So come here, and the area is basically A in your equation is equal to some number, and it's going to be in meters squared. So meters squared because that's pi r squared. Yeah, I know. 5 more minutes of class left. I know. So format, raise it to a power, and it comes up. Now the next steps is using the equation, right? So what was that equation? It was this here. Bring it up a little bit. I'm up here, but the rest is down here. And yes, I'll put it in the chat in a moment because you got a few things to do. So area, when you rewrite it, you just write A for area is equal to, we said pi. I'm gonna come up here and grab it for you. It's 3.14, this here. And I'm showing you how to set it up. Multiplied by r. This is how it's supposed to look. And 2, right? Because it's the power of 2. Okay, so now we're ready to set the equation up. So that's what is it going to be? It's going to be all this jazz again with the numbers inserted. So pi, I told you, is 3.14. You know what r is, and that come here is your 15.79 meters. Now, you just got to make sure you square what's inside, and the meters are going to be squared, right, when we rewrite it. So what's your new equation? Well, it's going to look like this. And don't forget, meters are going to come out here and be squared. So I'm going to remove that here, and don't forget it. Yes?
Tyler,
Yes.
can you put 4A in the chat once you finish?
4A, I can't do 4A. That's a homework problem. You guys got to try that out. It's similar to this problem.
No, I'm asking, can you put the problem in the chat?
Oh, you just want the problem. Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't ESB, but here you go. And then I'm going to put the notes in the chat, everybody. You have to finish the last steps. That was really a we do problem.
Thank you.
You see it? All right. So when you do this, your final answer, I want you to calculate the final answer. I gave you everything else. Use Math Pop to get it right. You should have this answer calculated. Okay. That's your final step. Let me grab this, put it in the chat. You guys got about 3 more minutes before GGI, right? Or lunch GGI. And I got to get ready for credit recovery students. So here you are. Make sure you put things where they should go. Like it's not meters 2, it's meters squared. And edit it correctly. So you see that r raised to the power of 2 is actually sitting on the side. It's like parentheses 2. It's not right. Make sure you fix that. It's supposed to look like this here. All right, so if you got no more questions, make sure you submit all this by 8, and I'll see you guys later. Get ready for your next session. Please download it as a PDF and put it into ESB, everybody.